Hi guys, this is Cobra Tom,
And Venom Lily.
and we are going to do a video today. And that video, it's G.I. Joe. Yo Joe. Here we are doing Battle Force 2000, and we are doing Blaster and the Vindicator hovercraft. I'll set the figures aside. I will show you the file card here, and I will let you pause that and read that if you'd like. Now, before I get to one of the things, before I get to the vehicle and the stuff, I'm going to explain kind of why I was originally hesitant to buy the Battle Force 2000 vehicles. The figures themselves are fine. Yeah, I mean, yes, you might find here and there if you've got a microphone or if you've got a mask or a thing like a blaster here that might be missing. But Battle Force 2000 has a problem with breakages and parts being broken and lost. This is how you find most of the hovercraft without the fan, because the fan part, let me explain, has two little tabs. They don't even cover. See, they don't even cover them. They just sit there, and they can fall out. And then if you're doing stuff, like these ones are in here pretty good. I don't see many of these gone, but a bunch of these are gone. And for some reason, the guns are often missing on these. So this is partially why Battle Force 2000 has a bad reputation. But I will get to that, the other part of the problem with this toy, but that's later. Okay, so here we have the hovercraft itself. Now, this is one that's actually pretty good. You have wheels on the bottom to simulate the hovercraft movement. You have two very nice spins, more than 180 degrees. I'm not sure if these are cannons or if they're machine guns. I'm not really sure. What I do wish, and I will put my figure in there, and he sits in there nicely. What I do wish is there was a back peg. I like back pegs and foot pegs and being able to secure my figure in there. But here I will just put that down, and I will holds two figures real nicely. They aren't gonna fall out if you're just doing like this. If you tip it upside down, yeah, they're gonna fall out, but it's not really what a hovercraft is. This isn't going to be like hundreds of feet in the air. It's got the three nice fans here that you can rotate. Can rotate them. This one isn't as free going. On the back, it's got two machine guns. Most people put them like this, like I do. so that you're kind of protecting the back of the craft. It does have some missiles that it could shoot, but that's technically for its second mode. Got an engine cover here with detail that kind of goes all the way down. So that's really nice. That's really cool. I like that. All right, I brought out Blizzard and William the Refrigerator Perry for its second mode. Now, this vehicle has a very well done, actually. This one is one of those ones that even though it's clearly seen, like you can see the gimmick or where the gimmick comes out, this is at least integrated into the vehicle. That's like, oh, okay, I get that. And I'll show that in a minute. But it drops out a little hover car. It's called the rocket sled, technically. So a little sled with a universal tow hook, which I shall show you. It could tow a howitzer. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's good. This is one of the, technically, with the Battle Force 2000 things, this is one of the better ones, I think. I had this as a kid, and I remember enjoying playing with this one. More than I kind of enjoyed playing with the others. Here we have the hover sled, and I am going to just put that there. Put the fridge to drive. Now, it comes with 4 missiles. It comes with a computer screen that has, oh, I should take these out. It does have computer detail on there. Yeah, look at that. I'll show you one of the tiny problems that this one has. This one has a rotating radar screen. And what often happens is this is so small that these pegs don't hold in very well, and this flops around and gets loose. And sometimes it just pops out altogether, and it doesn't want to like either stay up or stay together. When you're trying to fiddle with this, it comes apart. But here you have the nice little rocket sled. It doesn't roll super, super great, but you know, when it'll do what it's supposed to do. You have the nice radar screen here. And then when you're done, here's the one tiny little thing with this one. Oh, you gotta go like, there you go. It folds up real nicely, so it's nice and flush. Take the lads out of there. I'm only going to take the figures out just so you can see it better. But when you want to, you put this in and you take this lever click it in, and then you can see the lever here. And then you lock it into place by putting this back. And now it's securely locked in there. And when you want to do it, you just flip the switch forward, and there it shoots out. And then I'll show well, one thing here. It clicks in there, and you pull the lever back so that it holds it into place. And see, there's two tabs here that they slide into. There's tab 1 and tab 2. And then this piece hits this piece and sticks it in there. And I will show you the lever part. And see, that moves that lever up and down, releasing it. And it sticks into actually a third tab there too. So it stays in there. And it's nice because even though this is clearly like an obvious button, you could, you could at least make it look like whoever's driving this or whoever's piloting or co-piloting this could have hit the switch himself. So it's very well integrated. This one, like I said, this one's one of the better ones to do this with. Here I will show the two parts. Here on the blueprints I've got the blueprints here. And here you can see on the blueprints there was supposed to be a windshield that goes there. You can kind of see it here. There's a windshield here that we just never got. There's an empty tab here that goes and has nothing in it, which is sad because I think having a windshield there probably wouldn't make that big of a difference, but it would have been kind of cool to have. And you can even see it right here. It was supposed to go right there. So now you just have an empty hole that looks really just unfinished. And I am going to look up because I have it right here. And I forgot I even had this. So I am going to show you the blueprints all together. Pivoting anti-armor gun system. So these are anti-armor, they're most likely cannons. And I'm guessing that this is a sort of like a computer guided system on the side here. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, I can't see what the other one is. But here you go. I will show you this. Here's the things it can do. It's rare that I have blueprints. And I'll let you pause that and read that. And then here you go. And then I'll show you the other thing that's kind of sad about this. To get a cool jump sled feature where the sled falls out and does all of that stuff, we lost something else. Now here's the instructions to put it together. There you go. But in the Battle Force instructions, it shows that the missiles would be able to be put into the base. You could put them up, but, and you can kind of sort of see that in the mold yet, where it could have possibly turned, because there's kind of an opening right there, right here, where it's kind of open and there's an open slot where you could have turned these, and instead of the missiles facing forward and stuck forward, you could have put them like this. You could have turned them and they would have been like this. So, to get a cool gimmick, we lost two things for this toy. And yeah, that's one of those reasons why these toys are kind of not very well liked. They're just missing stuff, and parts break, and things aren't held in very well, which is too bad, because it's otherwise kind of a cool toy. The first accessory, before I kind of go over the figure, for Blaster here is, let me look this up so I know, the DK 528 Infragreen laser pistol. What this does, I have no idea. I have even looked up the context of this, and it only says laser pistol. That's all it says. Infragreen is infrastructure greenery, which is like putting a garden on top of roofs. Kind of like on like old buildings and stuff, when there's like ivory things that grow on top of it. That's infrastructure greenery. I have no idea what this does. It's a pistol. Maybe it shoots this projectile. My my thought is that this gun works on a green light spectrum. The optics and perception of green is invoked by the light of the spectrum dominated by energy with wavelength of 500 or 495 to 570 nm, which I'm not sure what that means. My guess is, instead of what they meant, like infrastructure greenery, instead of like that, I think they meant part of the green light spectrum, and then it would shoot this projectile at whatever it was doing, but I don't know. Now, I don't even know if this is the thing that shoots out of it. I have no idea. This could be where the light comes from. Does fit in the figure's hand fine. I'm not saying that. Fits in. Oh, if I would put it in right, it would fit in nicely. But it does have a nice carrying handle that you could put it in the hand. So, to be honest, I don't really know what this gun does. And number two, he gets a face mask, which I often don't even, I just often keep all the accessories in a bag because they're very easy to lose, and these can be kind of expensive to replace. It has some decent detail on it. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just not sure why he needs this. This is how you often find him. And as you can see, he's got holes in his helmet. Where the mask fits in. I just put this and the gun with the file card in a baggie, and I don't even usually take them out. They usually just sit on my shelf like this. I'm coming back to the file card because I want to show something. He was supposed to have red on his visor, but all we got was blue. To go with the armband, which is nice. I mean, it's nice that there's color there, but I wish this would have been red because it would have just given that extra little bit. But that's okay. Now, I know lots of people, if you've seen other reviews, they screwed up. Okay, on the elbows, it's particularly bad. You can see that they skimped out. And instead of painting this all green, they just went with the normal. And this really should have been sleeves all the way down because it's got like this wrinkly thing, and it just, once you see it, it kind of looks weird. So this all should have been green all the way down. Why he has armbands and different color gloves, I do not know. But he does have some nice camouflage on him. He's got some nice strapping so that when he's sitting in his hover car, it looks like he's strapped down. So that is cool. I do like that part. He's got the strapping over the top. It goes to the back, goes to the waist, and onto the legs, and into the back here, which goes over the top like that. So that when he's sitting there driving his hovercraft, which this is especially with no cockpit, canopy, or shield or thing, I would think you'd really want to be belted down in this thing, especially however fast this is supposed to go. I would think you'd want to be belted in the best you can. He has the green is a tiny bit more bright than most green, like army greens. And the blue is a bit kind of an odd choice, but it doesn't make this figure, look like he's like way out there, like some kind of space thing, although I'm sure that that's what this was based on. And he's got some nice boots with camouflage and a nice, like, I think what that's supposed to be is like a gaiter. And on the, is a knife. I hope you can see that. I tried to get that on there. Hopefully you see that. That's a nice little knife. Nice strapping in front on both. And then it's got straps, which makes me think that this is an actual boot cover and not his boots itself. I'm only guessing that. And look how this has got like a thing. I think this is just for a boot cover because he's going to be in swampy, wet areas for his hovercraft. He's probably in positions that aren't going to be very nice. So I think you'd want something to cover your boots. And it does match actually very nicely with the chest plate. And on the back, he's got some helmet detail. I'm not sure what this is. Has kind of a Lobot Star Wars kind of feel to it. What this could be is like when he's not... See, the mask, now that I'm thinking about this, and I just kind of, my brain just kind of thought of this. If he is in a swampy area, he may wear the mask to cover his mouth from the swamp gases and the poisonous gases, the methanes and the things in a swamp. And then this would come down, and that's his microphone, and those are his ear. That could be what this is. This is the microphone and receiver set for when he's trying to talk to people. This could easily come down over his mouth like that, and the bandana thing is to cover from the swamp gas. I didn't think of that until just now. It could very well be. I could also be far off of left field, and this just is supposed to be some cool futuristic mask. Now, when I was a kid, this is my friends and I didn't necessarily play G.I. Joe with G.I. Joe like it was supposed to be. I'll explain that in the last video. But I don't know if I just didn't like the name Blaster or if I just couldn't remember it or whatever, but this figure reminded me of one of my friends, and his name was Christopher, and he was always this character, and he was Astro. He wasn't Blaster. I don't know if that's any better, but he was Astro, and we always had like space adventures and not fighting Cobra adventures. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications so you never miss one of our awesome videos. Well, thank you for watching, and we will see you
next time.
Bye.
Bye.